Hey everyone. Hope everybody's enjoying their day today. I know it's been wet and rainy here in Oklahoma, but it's supposed to come sun shining tomorrow and brighten everything up. So, I was doing some research and I found something pretty interesting. I thought I'd share with everyone an Attorney General's opinion from September 25th, 2018. It was a question asked by the Honorable Greg McCourtney. He's the state senator and he's in District 13. His question was in light of Oklahoma statute, 2011. May a statutory town board of trustees appoint the same person to serve as the municipal judge and municipal court clerk? Common sense says no, because titles of nobility, it's just a no, right? Well, I had to, of course, look into the Constitution and find why it was no, because it just, you never know with their word salad. It's always something to detour us from reality. So Article 18 is the Municipal Corporations. Section 1 states, municipal corporations shall not be created by special laws, but the legislator, by general laws, which is the common law, shall provide for the incorporation and organization of cities and towns, and the classification of same in proportion to population, subject to the provisions of this article. Section 2. Every municipal corporation now existing within this state shall continue with all of its present rights and powers until otherwise provided by law, and shall always have the additional rights and powers conferred by this Constitution. Okay, this opinion states statutory, right? Okay, may a statutory town board, not a constitutional board. So the Attorney General, let's see, he said, by contrast, municipal criminal courts of record exist only in municipalities having more than 6,500 residents. Generally speaking, a court of record is one that is required to keep a record of its proceedings. Such record is presumed accurate and cannot be collaterally impeached. Black's Law 407, 9th edition, 2009. See also Ex parte Boakman, 1921, OKCR 203, 201. Presumptions of otherwise, the jurisdiction of a municipal criminal court of record is comparable to that of a municipal court not of record. Okay, that stopped me too, because why wouldn't it be a court of record? Because it says in our Constitution that all courts should be courts of record. Now, it was a person elected, no. One second. I got too many tabs. Okay. I think that's it. There was 4 points I wanted to touch on, and now, bear with me. Election? Nope. Where did we go, George? Okay, I'm on it. There it is. I found my little question mark. Sorry. Okay. All persons elected at the time of the adoption of this Constitution to any of the offices provided under the Constitution shall be deemed to have duly qualified upon their taking the oath of office before any officer authorized by law to administer oaths, and executing such bond as may be required by law. So, all persons elected at the time of the adoption of the Constitution, okay? To any of the offices provided under the Constitution, right? Now, let's see. That said statutory, correct? Okay, not constitutional. There was another point right here to touch on that. Which one was it? Oh, I think it was over here. Is it in the charter? I think so. Okay. Now, see, they also, the corporations, they have charters, which is understandable, but they're using it as their constitution now. They're bypassing all these original. This is the original Constitution, not mixed in with their shit made up. It says, I think it was towards the bottom here, a copy of such charter certified by the Chief Executive Officer and authenticated by the seal of such city, setting forth the submission of such charter by to the electors and its ratification by them, shall, after the approval of such charter by the governor, not some statutory town board, by the governor, be made in duplicate and deposited, one in the office of the Secretary of the State, and the other, after being recorded in the office of said Register of Deeds, shall be, or take judicial, so that's another key word, hold on to that one, judicial notice of said charter. The charter so ratified may be amended by proposals thereof submitted by the legislative authority, not the statutory board of trustees, of the city to the qualified electors thereof, or by petition as hereinafter provided at a general or special election, and ratified by a majority of the qualified electors voting therein, not the statutory board of town trustees. And then therein approved by the governor as herein provided for the approval of the charter. So I'm not quite sure I'm understanding how this opinion is, justified for anyone, because it's standing on a statute which has no standing. So it goes on to, it gets better. This is great. Title 51, Section 6 of the Oklahoma Statutes sets forth the statute's general prohibition against dual office holding. Okay, saying you can't do it, except as may be otherwise provided. That wording right there. No person holding an office under the law of the state, and no deputy of an officer so holding an office shall, they can't double dip. They can't do it, okay? But those words, except as may be otherwise provided. Okay, so somebody put that in there, right? With what authority? Standing on what? So why, they're making mock courts because it says except as may be otherwise provided. Now, that doesn't say nothing about the Constitution. It doesn't have anything to do with the Constitution. In fact, it's spitting in the Constitution's face. It says, nevertheless, as indicated by its introductory clause, except as may be otherwise provided, the prohibition in Title 51, Section 6 may be superseded by contrary provisions of law. Would that be, what would that be? Let's see. That wouldn't be somewhere over here where it gives us the power. I don't know. Let's read it. Let's look it up. Do some darn research. Actually see what our rights are, you know, supposed to be. Where'd it go? I might get better at this. I might not. All political power is inherent in the people. The government is instituted for their protection, security, and benefit, and to promote their general welfare. I'm sorry, a municipal court that's not a court of there's no record of it. That's just it's literally to pay their bills, right? That's not, I don't know, let's see. That doesn't protect us. It's not securing us. That's for damn sure. It's securing them. I don't see a benefit outside of, no, I don't see a benefit. General wealth, no, none of it. It doesn't fit. So why do we put up with it? That's what I want to know. It's fucking, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's not okay. It's clear as day that it's not in our favor. Towns governed under the Statutory Town Board of Trustees, STBT, form, let's see, under the STBT form, shall have all the power, all the powers, functions, rights, privileges, franchises, and immunities granted, or which may be granted to towns, of which may be granted to towns. Really? Okay. So, as the name suggests, such towns are governed by a board of 3 to 5 trustees elected at large. The board shall elect from its members a mayor. All persons of a STBT, including the determination of matters of policy, shall be vested in the Board of Trustees, including, without limitation, the enactment of municipal legislation subject limitations imposed by the Oklahoma Constitution and law. Really? They just had to throw that in there, right? Make it sound good? Because they've got little brackets around, you know, the E, and I mean, it just they're taking the words and chopping them up, and when we read it in our normal little minds, we just assume that it's, you know, meant to portray something it's not. So, this is so frustrating. Under the Oklahoma Municipal Code, all statutory municipalities are authorized to create by resolution of the governing body a municipal court, not of record. So they just gave themselves some fucking power to make a court not of record. That has jurisdiction to hear and determine municipal ordinance violations. Are you speeding? Fuck if you know. You don't know. Do they? I mean, does it matter? Are you reckless driving? Are you, I mean, it's just, whose opinion, right? The man that's, I don't know, relying on that ticket to pay his fucking mortgage. Who need not, sorry, okay, I skipped a sentence. There we go. I get a little frustrated. Violations. Municipal court judges who need not be licensed attorneys are appointed by the mayor, not elected by the town folk, with consent of the municipality's governing body. Okay, that's next. The town's municipal court clerk, or, hold on, it gets better, a designated deputy shall be the clerk of the court, municipal court, unless the governing body establishes or authorizes a position, just another position. It doesn't have, they don't have to be a court clerk. They can also be a chief municipal court officer to serve as court clerk. So if that doesn't make sense to somebody that's I don't know, facing, you know, $1,500 worth of fines and shit on your record, time in jail, it's all a freaking game. It's SMU shit made up. Our Constitution clearly tells us that these people are supposed to help us, protect us, do what's right for us, listen to our voice, you know. Imagine your children raising their children, fighting the same fight that we're fighting. I won't imagine it. I will imagine myself I will do all I can to change this because it's not right. It's just common sense. It's not right, then don't allow it, right? I might not be much, I'm not, you know, educated, and I don't know jack shit really, because I get in my own way, right? My own worst enemy. But I know right from wrong, and I know that if I don't do something now, then I have nothing to go back to. Everything's gone now. All my everything that I thought was real. I mean, what are we doing, people? We're like robots. We got to wake up. I just had to say this all over the place. I'll get better because I've got a lot more to share. This is right here. This is enough. All we got to do is say, hey, stop. We don't agree. I do not consent. Have a great weekend if you can. I don't know. I don't, what do you do now that you're awake, right? You can't just like throw your feet up, crack open a beer and watch a game. You can't just, you know, it's everything's different now. Now it's like I'm alive, but everybody else around me is in zombie mode. So let's try to wake somebody up this weekend. Let's try to not take a break. Let's try to push harder, actually. Not take a break. We can't break. That's what they want. They expect it. They're banking on it. So, anyways, happy Mother's Day to the mothers. May God be with you.